Hello, good morning. How is everyone today? Happy Wednesday. I haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks. I guess 2 weeks ago I was in the spring reset group. But I haven't been on live on the page in a few weeks. So it's good to be back. I'm feeling good this morning. Just had a nice, 4 days really in Florida, but it was just enough to get away and enjoy the sunshine and take a week off and no social media. It actually felt pretty amazing. I'm feeling refreshed and revived today. So I hope some people will be joining live. But if not, we'll just get started anyways. Today's flow is tapping into a little bit about Shakti energy. And I was just reading here, so I'm going to read a couple things, but not too long, and then we'll get started. So really, what is Shakti energy? Shakti means power, energy, or force. Mythologically, Shakti is associated with the feminine, the divine feminine. And there's a lot of goddess stories that are maybe different parts of Shakti. And Shakti is sort of the counterpart to Shiva. So Shiva is our masculine energy, and Shakti is our feminine energy. And the feminine energy is responsible for all things in the physical realm, all things that we can see, touch, feel. It's the energy that's in every single thing that we see and do. And even if you bring it down to like a chemical level, right? Anything that's existing is made out of chemical compounds. And so anything that we can physically touch and feel is associated with Shakti. And she is our feminine energy. So we all have these masculine and feminine energies inside of us in different balances. And when we associate our feminine energy with our world around us, that is responsible for all things creative. So whether that's just making a decision in your work, starting a project, singing, dancing, she is that life force and power behind our creativity. So today's class will be a little bit more creative in our way that we're going to flow. Not so much in the poses themselves, but it's really about this movement and flow. So Shakti energy you can kind of think of as a river. She is this raging force that can be very calm and subtle, or she can be very strong and powerful. And so our flow is literally going to kind of be this ebb and flow with movements like arm circles and whatnot, where we'll be moving into the poses. So it's more about feeling into the poses. It's going to be a little less strong than we often have, where we're trying to make perfect alignment. And it's going to be about this allowing the energy to flow through the body. So we'll be opening up a lot through the shoulders, the chest, the throat. That's our creativity center, actually, is in the throat. With communication, even non-written communication, all comes from, this area of our body. So I just wanted to read this little quote. This is from Kripalu's website. Let's see. Shakti is the innate creativity at the heart of all living things. She's the life force energy that makes the river flow, just as she powers your breath, makes your heart beat, and fires your muscles and neurons. She is often equated with prana, the force within the breath, but she's also the subtle energy that gives rise to prana. So when we can tap into that energy, it really helps us transcend kind of our mental, what we get stuck in our thoughts, and it will help us to tap into our subtle body and subtle movements and finding that rhythm and flow within our own practice. So, I know that's kind of a long intro. Let's go ahead and get started. You may want a blanket nearby today. If you have a blanket, it's not necessary, and you might also want a block if you want to make adjustments for fish pose. Otherwise, let's just come into the practice and find a comfortable seat. Sitting with a long, tall spine, and we'll just take a moment of centering before we get started. So moving any flesh out from under the sits bones, and like I said, you can prop your hips up with a blanket. And legs can be crossed in Sukhasana or just one in front of the other in Siddhasana. And let's draw our eyes down to a close. You can do a few shoulder circles or whatever you'd like to get into the space today. Palms can be up or down, just depending on how you're feeling. If you want to bring in a little energy, flip them up. If you want a little more grounding today, flip them down. So if your brain is moving a lot, flip your palms down and just let them rest comfortably. Draw your eyes down to the ground or to a close, and let's take a few rounds of deep breathing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And we'll just begin to take a light Ujjayi breath. Inhaling deeply, allowing your belly, your ribs, your chest to expand. Feeling the breath come up all the way under the collarbones. Pause at the top. And then slowly exhale, allowing the breath to release the same way your chest filled up. At the end of your exhale, your navel gently draws back towards your spine. Inhale. And exhale. Take one more full breath like that. As you breathe in, allow your breath to fill up the spinal column, lengthening the spine as if the crown of your head is reaching towards the sky. And then keeping that length as you exhale, allowing your belly to collapse. And allow your breath to just come to its natural state. Keeping the length in your spine. Collarbones are broad. As we tap into our goddess energy today, our inner Shakti, I invite you to ask yourself, what is it that wants to awaken in me now? So thinking about your creativity, what goals might you have, or what are you trying to tap into in your life that maybe sometimes gets stuck? I know I have my things. So just imagine one thing that you really want to tap into today and set that as your intention. Maybe even coming with an affirmation of I am creative, I am powerful, I am courageous, whatever it is that you want to tap into today. What is it that wants to awaken in me now? Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out, send it out to the universe. Setting your intention. And then gently draw your chin to chest, blink your eyes open, draw the light back in. And we're just going to start with a little bit of gentle neck circle. So allowing your head to go to one side and then forward and the other side. Maybe just start with some half circles. So we're just doing a gentle side to side. This class is going to be a lot of pulsations is the best way to put it. So really feeling into your body. That's probably the best way to describe awakening your Shakti, is tapping in to your subtle body intuitively. So if you feel like, hey, I need to stop here and pause, stop and pause. If you feel like you want to move a little more, move a little more. So the nice thing about this type of yoga class is a little bit of letting go of what we traditionally think of with yoga. And, there's no right or wrong, but it's nice to give yourself a variety and a little bit of change in your classes. If you'd like to take a full neck circle, you can do that. Just be mindful of your neck. If it's too much, just stay with the half circles. And pick one direction. And finish that up, and we'll switch to the other direction as you finish that circle. And one more. Oh, that should feel nice and good. All right, roll your shoulders a few times, come back to center. Interlace your hands, press your palms away from you, round your spine. Navel to spine, really separate your shoulder blades. And then lift up almost to a cow back, if you can think of it that way. But press your palms to the ceiling, so you really won't get quite as much arch as you usually do, but protect your low back. And then as you exhale, round and press palms straight in front. Inhale, lift the heart, open through the chest. And let's take one more like that. Press the palms away, around the spine. Inhale, lift. Open through the chest. Release your hands behind you. Plant your feet on the floor. Fingertips come behind. And press your feet. Knees are bent. Begin to lift your heart, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Maybe even opening through the throat, if that's comfortable. Broaden through the chest. Open. Should feel lovely. Let your head come back to center, and then let your knees just kind of fall side to side for a minute. Opening up the hips a little bit. And then come around to hands and knees. And we'll move through some cat-cows. Plant your palms, shoulders over wrists. You should not be able to see your toes behind you. Let's just move through some cat-cows. But we're going to make this a little bit more dynamic. So as you round your spine, press your palms, separate your shoulder blades. And then move into your cow, broaden through the chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, sink your hips to heels, and then press up into a cat back. And we'll kind of take the same motion forward and back, however it feels good for you. So if that really doesn't feel good, do a different version. You can draw your gaze over one side and the other. So just kind of make this a cat-cow with whatever movements feel good. So whether that's sinking your hips down just to stretch a little more in cat, or not. And I love drawing my gaze over to one side and then the other, just to really start to stretch my neck. I'm beginning to cultivate your ujjayi breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose with that slight constriction in the back of the throat, making that oceanic sound or Darth Vader sound. And then come back to neutral spine. One more little warm-up pose before we start our flow. Think of the central column of your body, and you're going to take these circles around the central column of your body. So from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone, and you can pick one direction, whether it's right or left. I'm going right. And you're going to do these sort of cat-cow movements, but you're circling your torso. And it's almost like you're making, like a vortex shape, or like a wind tunnel type shape. So think of everything rotating around the center, just beginning to awaken the spine, awaken that divine energy within, and let it feel good. You can draw your eyes closed, and we'll switch directions after you finish this circle, so take it the other way. And it should feel really nice. So just loosening up everything in the body. Finish up this circle and come back to center. Walk your hands out, tuck your toes, send your hips high. Downward facing dog, long last, right? Press your fingers into the mat. Really press through your index finger and thumb, especially in the knuckles. Get really long in the spine. Then you can begin to pedal out your legs if that feels good, bending deeply into one knee, pressing the opposite heel, and switching it out. And you could take this as slow or as fast as you like this morning, but keeping the length in your spine. Underarms spinning towards one another. Sits bones go up to the ceiling. And then come to a place of stillness for just a moment. One deep breath, breathe in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Gaze forward, bend your knees, take a little stroll to the top of your mat, Uttanasana as you arrive. Ground down. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, fold. We'll take that 2 more times. Inhale, lift, lengthen the spine. Fingertips can come to shins even. And exhale, fold. Sits bones go high. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. And lengthen. Inhale, pause. Stay for the exhale. Ground down, rise all the way up. High mountain pose. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms lift. Gaze lifts. Exhale, let your right hand come down by your side. Lengthen through your left side body and take a little crescent over to your right. Perhaps drawing your gaze up and rolling your left shoulder blade back. A lot of work here with this version. Inhale, come back to center. Left arm lowers, right arm lifts. Lengthen through the right side of your body. Exhale, crescent over to the left. Ground down through your right foot. And I like to always start with my gaze down and then slowly draw it up towards the right. Roll your right shoulder blade back. Stretch through the side body. And release your hands down. Let's just start with one simple sun A. Release the fingertips. Inhale, arms lift. Baby back bend. Open through the chest and the heart. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Fingertips plant. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms. Make your way back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Pause for breath. This is our Ashtanga yoga pose, 8-limb pose. Then exhale, lower down onto the belly, untuck toes. Inhale to cobra, lift your heart, spread through the collarbone. Exhale, lower and make your way back to down dog. And let's begin to warm up the body a little bit more. So we'll kind of do a little powerful flow, and then we'll come back down to the mats, our mats. So as you inhale, roll forward with the cat back. Come to high plank. Then bend through your knees. Send your hips high all the way back on the exhale. Let's take a couple more of these. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, bend the knees, hips go high. Making this wave-like motion. Let's do one more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Pause and down dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, side out. Inhale, lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Bend through your right knee, roll your hip open, stacking right hip over left. Inhale, come back to center, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw knee to nose. We're going to take a few pulses here. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Pause, look forward, come up high on the ball of your left foot. Step your right foot all the way through. Runner's lunge. Plant your left palm. Extend your right arm forward and then open up through the chest, taking a revolved lunge. And I'm going to even draw my right arm back away from the left or from the right side of my body to open my chest. Exhale, lower your right hand down. Drop your back knee to the mat. Keep your toes tucked. Inhale, lift your arms, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sink in, open through the chest. Allow your arms to open and circle down. We're going to take arm circles here. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, lower, circling forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, circle the arms. Come all the way back up. Lift your heart. Exhale, lower fingertips down. Straighten through your right leg. Send your hips back. We're going to take pulses here. Coming from half split back to a lunge. Inhale, forward to lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, forward lunge. Exhale, back. And again, inhale, forward, lift the heart. Exhale, back, pause for breath. Bend back into your front knee. Fingertips come high, lift up, circle your hands down. Interlace your palms behind you. Draw your right hip back. Press your left hip forward. Press your palms. Lift your heart for a nice little chest opener here. Exhale, release the hands, arms lift. And let your palms plant. Make your way back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Pause for a breath. Lower to your belly. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower. Make your way back, downward facing dog. We'll take that again on the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Bend through the left knee, roll your hip open, stretch through the left side body. You might want to take a little spin under your left armpit, or keep your shoulders square, whatever feels good today. Coming back to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Pause. Inhale, lift. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Left leg goes back on the inhale. Exhale, forward. One more. I think I added you an extra one for us. Come forward, pause, look forward. Step the left foot through, right palm plants. Inhale, extend the left arm forward. And then spin the chest open, revolved lunge. Option to open even a little further, drawing your left arm back. Exhale, let your left palm plant. Drop your right knee to the mat, toes stay tucked. Inhale, lift up, Anjaneyasana. Lift the heart, draw the left hip back. Exhale, open through the chest, circle the arms around. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open and circle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open and circle, and then rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, lower the fingertips, straighten the front leg. We'll take the pulses from our half splits here. Inhale, forward to lunge. Right hip presses forward. Exhale, send hips back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, straighten the leg. One more pulse. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, forward to lunge. Let your fingertips come up, open through the chest. Arms circle around behind you. Interlace palms the other way this time, the funky way. Left hip draws back, right hip presses forward, open through the chest. Engage the core. And release the arms down. Palms plant. Step back to high plank. Inhale forward, knees, chest, chin. Lower to the belly, untuck toes. Inhale, cobra, maybe a little higher this time. Exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Let's take a nice big sigh. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Let your head shake a little bit. We got a little bit of heat going. We're going to continue on with our flow. Inhale, right leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it all the way through, runner's lunge. Left palm plant, extend the right arm forward. Look up, spin the chest open. One more time, revolved lunge. Exhale, lower your right hand down, square your hips. Step your left foot up and begin to rise up, warrior one. And you can adjust your stance as needed here just to get started, drawing the right hip back. Left hip presses forward, fingertips lift. We're going to take a little bit of modification. So open through the chest, arms come out to the side. Inhale. As you exhale, draw your palms together, lean forward. And we're going to take these little pulses here. Inhale in with the chest. Exhale, arms come forward. It's almost like this cat-cow motion with the back. And we're kind of stirring the energy. So you can take this however you like. You can make it really slow, like you're moving through mud. Or you can take it a little faster. So I'm going to let you decide. We'll just do another few seconds here. And then as you're ready, release your hands behind your low back. Interlace your fingers. Lift your heart again. Open to the chest and the throat. And then release your hands. Let your palms frame your front foot. Step back to high plank. And I'm going to stick with knees, chest, and chin. If you'd like to take chaturanga, you certainly may. And take your flow, lowering to the belly or coming to up dog if you're ready. Or cobra. And sending hips high, downward facing dog. Sigh it out. Shake your head, release. Let's take that to the other side. Left leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it all the way through. Runner's lunge, right palm plant. Left arm extends forward. Then spinning the chest open. Exhale, lower your left palm down. Step your right foot up slightly. Inhale, rise up. Warrior one. Taking your moment, setting up your alignment. Lift your heart. Engage your core to protect your low back. Then opening arms out to the side. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, forward, palms meet. Inhale, open. Exhale. And I like to do this real slow. If I'm moving through this thick mud or goo, just allowing my body to feel into this motion. Let's take one more. And then releasing your arms behind your low back. Take the opposite interlace. Engage the core, lift the chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then release your hands, frame your front foot. Step back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, sighing it out. Let's take a quick pause. Lower down onto the knees. Sink your hips to your heels. And let's just come to Thunderbolt Pose for a moment. Draw your eyes closed. Let your palms rest on your thighs. Notice maybe how you're feeling in this moment. Any heat you may have built in the body. And allow your breath and heart rate to return to its normal state. Tapping in, asking yourself or coming back to your intention, what is it that wants to awaken inside me now? And gently blink your eyes open. And let's come to fish pose. So this is if you need some props for the modifications. You can use a blanket. I'm sorry to even bring my blanket, but you can roll up a blanket and place it under your low back, like across where your bottom of your bra strap or the lower part of your shoulder blades is. You can also take a couple blocks and stack them up. I think for the most part, maybe just one block. You may not need a prop, but if you have neck issues and this doesn't work for you, skip it. So we're going to come down onto our backs, and I've got my block. I'm going to sit over here just to show you. Draw your shoulder blades under, so knees are bent to start. Lift your seat and place your hands under your bum, and you got to find a good sweet spot for it. So everyone's a little different based on their proportions, so it might be a little higher on the bum, a little lower. I kind of put my thumbs to touch in the middle, palms down, then extend your legs out. And then for fish pose, you can kind of come up onto your elbows, and you're going to let your head fall back. So that's why the blanket modification is there. And if your crown does not reach the top of the mat, so you want the top of your head to reach, that's where your block comes in handy. And it might take a minute to get set up. Oh, I have to finagle it a little bit. But you want to be opening through the chest and let the head fall back. If you have neck issues, just let your head lay, and you can put a block between your shoulder blades instead of doing this pose. So I'm pressing into my forearms, I'm opening through the throat, drawing my back on my shoulder blades together, opening through the chest. And if you don't need the block, you can just let the crown of your head come onto the mat. Like so, and this might be a little bit harder, so you might need to adjust your hands and push them away from you. But still pressing, opening through the chest and the throat. And we'll be here for just another breath. Gently begin to press into your hands, lift your head up, lower down slowly. Release your hands from under your bottom, bend through your knees, and draw your knees to your chest. Give a little rock side to side. And then we're going to rock on up. Excellent. Feel nice and open now. Let's do our last little bit of flow here before we come down onto our mat. So plant your palms, tuck your toes. Hips go high, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it all the way through, runner's lunge. Drop your left heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. And I always like to take just a second to kind of adjust my alignment, check where I'm at. Arms come out. We're going to take a little bit of pulsation. So inhale, palms meet. Exhale, warrior two arms. And you can flip palms up in warrior two. And actually, if you want to straighten your leg, you can take that version. Inhales. Up, exhale, lower. Should feel nice. So you want to flow like we did with warrior one. We're just going to flow into warrior two. Let's make it kind of lovely and graceful. Exhale. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Palms still face up. And take your left palm back, right arm up, reverse warrior. Straighten through your front leg, reverse triangle. We're going to take this into a little bit of pulsation with triangle. So right arm just comes down to right thigh. Left fingertips come up and extend over left ear. Take a little micro bend in your right knee. Inhale, rise up, reverse triangle. Exhale, this modified triangle pose, extended triangle pose. Inhale, up, pulse. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, extend and triangle. And then come on up, hands come to heart center. Spin your toes to the back of the mat. So you guys actually will be facing the side. So toes out, heels in. And then just take some pulsations. Bend into your left knee. Bend into your right knee. A little bit of back and forth. Feeling that same energy. So it's rising up from the earth. Rising up from your tailbone. Tapping into that inner goddess energy. And then let's come through to center. You might need to heel to your feet and sink your hips, goddess squat. So we can do this class without goddess pose, right? And just let it be like these little pulsations back and forth. You can take your arms with eagle arms if you like. Right arm underneath, left arm top, palms meet. And you can always do a modified version with the back of your hands together. Press your elbows away from you, lift them up, separate your shoulder blades, and just keep this nice little pulsation here. Really strong in the lower body. If you kind of get cramped up, I do sometimes, you can stand up, shake it out, and then come back to it. One more breath. And release your hands down, straighten your legs, arms to a T. Spin yourself to the top of your mat, lower your left knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, open through the chest, circle the arms around and down. And then make your way back to high plank. Take a little flow. We'll do this on the other side. And I'm going to go over my time. I tried to give myself extra 5 minutes, but not too much longer. Inhale, left leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it all the way through. Runner's lunge, right palm plant. Inhale, extend the left arm up, open through the chest. I'm not sure if I did this on the other side, so apologize if I missed it. Plant your left palm, right heel drops. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Flip your palms up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Knit your low ribs in. Take a little bend in your arms. Let's take these pulsations to the left. Inhale, straighten, palms meet. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Take this couple more times, straightening on the inhale. Exhale, lower down. Minding where your knee is tracking as you lower into the pose. Pushing towards the pinky edge side of your left foot. One more pulse. Inhale up, exhale, arms lower. Shift forward, reverse. Straighten your front leg, reverse triangle. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right arm over the ear. Little bend in your front knee. Inhale, rise up. Reverse. Exhale, extended triangle. Inhale, rise. Exhale, extend. Let's take one more like that. Inhale, rise. Exhale, extend. And then come on up to a T. Let your heels spin in, toes out. I'm going to turn around and face you. And we'll take those pulses again. Hands come to heart center. Just begin to pulse right and left. Sort of this modified Skandasana. And we'll take this a few more times. And then come back to center. You can heel toe your feet in a little bit. Take a goddess squat. Again, that little rock side to side. Hands can stay at heart center or eagle arms. This time, let's see, left arm underneath. Wrapping the arms, lift the elbows, separate the shoulder blades. Feel the pulsations, the strength of your legs. One more breath. Release the arms, straighten the legs, arms come to a T. Spin yourself back to the top of your mat. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, lift up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, circle your arms around and down. Plant palm, step back to high plank. Take your final vinyasa. Exhale to down dog. Then lower to your knees. Come to child's pose. Sink hips to heels. And take a moment here. And just notice how the energy moves through your body. Notice how it feels a little different than maybe some of our traditional practices. Gently begin to press yourself up. Spin around, lower down to your back. And I will invite you to finish with whatever pose you may like. So you might want to take a bridge pose, interlacing hands underneath. If you want a little bit more of a cooling posture, you're just taking a nice easy supine twist, letting the knees fall to one side. I think that's going to be my option today. Or maybe it's a happy baby or something else. And if you're taking the supine twist, give yourself a couple breaths here and then gently switch to the other side. Let your gaze come back to center. If you're in the twist, take it the other way. And if you would like to take a second pose, instead of just holding one, you may do that now. 2 more breaths. Wherever you're at, make your way back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Then you're welcome to take a short Shavasana here. Extending your legs out, palms face the sky, shoulder blades come under. I always recommend taking at least a minute, if not longer, to allow your body to feel the effects of your practice. Skipping Shavasana is skipping probably the most critical pose of our practice. So let's just give ourselves a minute. Notice the energy pulsations coming through the body, through the spinal column, allowing your forehead to release, jaw to relax. Maybe even taking a nice big sigh, welcoming in your day, coming back to your intention. What is it that wants to awaken inside me now? And you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. If you're ready to end your practice, wiggle fingers and toes. Begin to bend through the knees. Let your knees knock together for just a moment to neutralize your spine. And roll gently onto one side, maybe your left side today. If you'd like to just tap into that final bit of feminine energy. So the left side of our body is the feminine, the right side is the masculine. I'm coming to the right. I'm balancing my feminine energy too. Then gently make your way up to a seat as you're ready. Draw your eyes to a close. Hands to heart center, bow chin to chest. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you were able to awaken a little bit of that creative feminine energy, that inner flow, and take that with you throughout the rest of your day. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. Drawing our thumb knuckles to the third eye, together we bow and say namaste. Namaste.